Welcome to Confluencism 101. We're going to be taking a deep dive into Confluencism. It's a hybrid economic system that combines the best elements of socialism and capitalism. In this video, we'll explore how Confluencism promotes equitable wealth distribution through innovative business models. One of the key principles of Confluencism is ensuring that wealth is distributed fairly among contributors. Let's take a look at the unique business model that embodies this principle, the fluctuating ownership model. In this model, ownership shares of a business are dynamically adjusted based on the financial contributions of each worker. The goal is to reward workers proportionally to the value they bring to a business. Here's how it works. At the start, each worker is given an equal ownership. For simplicity, let's say there are 10 workers and they all get 10%. Ownership shares are adjusted periodically on the profits generated by each worker. The adjustments reflect the monetary impact each worker has had on the business. Let's say there are two workers, Alice and Bob, in a plumbing business, let's say. In a given month, Alice completes 3 repairs and nets the business $1,000 profit. When Bob completes only 2 repairs, but he nets a $1,200 profit for the business. The total profits for each month are $2,200. Alice contributed $1,000, which is approximately 45.45% of the total profits. Bob's contribution is $1,200, which approximately works out to 54.55% of the total profits. Based on their contributions, Alice and Bob's ownership shares are adjusted. It's impossible for 10 workers to be all contributing and actually working hard for someone to be making over 50% of the profits, because if everybody's working hard and is incentivized with larger ownership of the business for that, month or quarter or 6 months, however the business decides to reflect that, you would see every worker either contributing more percentage-wise, but you would 100% see every worker contributing more monetarily because they're all working for a larger percentage ownership of the business. This process is repeated periodically, ensuring that ownership shares are always aligned with the value each worker brings to the business. The model incentivizes performance, as workers are motivated to perform better when their ownership and share of profits are directly tied to their contributions. It also promotes fairness, ensuring that workers who contribute more to the business are rewarded accordingly. At its core, Confluencism is built on 3 main principles. Equitable wealth distribution, ensuring that wealth is distributed more fairly across society, reducing the gap between the rich and the poor. This principle aims to create a more balanced economy where everyone has access to opportunities and resources. And the second principle is resource sustainability, promoting the responsible use of resources to ensure long-term environmental and economic stability. Confluencism emphasizes sustainable practices that protect the environment while supporting economic growth. Another core value of Confluencism is giving equitability for everyone. So it allows people to get ahead individually based on their hard work and merit that they give towards their business. Next part is a little controversial. There are sides where they say it's good, and there are sides that say it's bad. UBI. There have been studies that say it works, in developing countries, and there have been studies that have showed that UBI actually affects the output of the worker in developed countries, let's say the US. However, providing a guaranteed income to workers who are in between jobs and have been there for at least 6 to 12 months, this UBI would cover essential needs such as utility, foods, housing, ensuring that workers are supported during job transition without incentivizing job loss. By focusing on basic necessities, the UBI is prevented, or the UBI prevents misuse of funds for, leisure activities. With a flat taxation system, it prevents, things like loopholes and things like that. While everyone pays the same percentage, those who earn more would, in absolute terms, contribute more. Ensuring fairness without targeting higher earners, this will simplify tax collection and ensuring that all contributors are treated fair. Public-private partnerships. Encouraging collaboration between the government and private sector to drive innovation and economic growth. These partnerships would leverage the strengths of both sectors to create a sustainable and profitable venture for the society as a whole. Sustainable practices. Promoting green technology and sustainable business practices to protect the environment. Confluencism emphasizes the importance of adopting practices that reduce the environmental impact while supporting economic growth. Now, we all know green energy is important for global warming. However, things like wind, solar, those are more expensive to the consumer. So that's why things like nuclear energy are very important and need to be a large, contributor to green energy. People look at things like Chernobyl, and that was in the 50s, 60s, whenever, that wasn't now. The nuclear technology has gotten so much better with safeguards protecting, the society, the communities that are surrounded by that nuclear energy. With nuclear energy, it brings costs down. It brings a cheaper energy overall. It competes with coal and fossil fuels. It competes with them, and it gives a green alternative instead of the carbon emissions that are usually associated with coal and gas and all of those things, and oil. With profit-driven sustainability, it ensures that businesses remain profitable while adopting sustainable and ethical practices. Profit is crucial for business sustainability, innovation, and growth. Confluencism recognizes the importance of profit in driving economic activity and encourages businesses to balance profitability with social responsibility. Democratic business formation. Businesses in Confluencism are formed through democratic voting processes. This ensures that new businesses align with the community that is involved in the business, such as a local business or local government applying for their business to be in the local community. Pre-screening processes are in place to evaluate the viability and ethical standards of a proposed business, fostering transparency and accountability for the business environment. So, if the local business doesn't align with the community that it is in, the community isn't going to support the business. So when you give the community a opportunity to say what businesses they need, it creates a more it creates that demand for these businesses, and it gives entrepreneurs a potential to fill that gap that local communities need. The community would come together, say, okay, we don't have a construction company and we need someone to fill that gap. There would, in turn, be people who propose construction businesses, and This wouldn't shut out demand and other things. It would actually promote competitiveness in the local market, bringing prices down and giving that back to the consumer. So, with this in mind, it creates a more competitive environment for small and local businesses to compete with larger businesses that are already established. This also gives businesses a chance to naturally promote themselves within their local community. So, say for example, that construction company, right? People would find out through voting for this company after the pre screening process. It would say, hey, okay, we have a construction company and we have a demand for it. So this business would already in turn, before it even starts, would have a consumer base. So it allows people to freely, like literally freely promote their business when it first launches, which gives them a head start in catching up to other businesses that are in the local area. So if there was a new proposal for a business that was better than another, people would see that. It would get through the pre-screening process, people would democratically vote on it, and it would become a business. Now, Confluencism introduces a dual presidential system, allowing voters to elect two presidents with distinct focuses. Say for example, the large base of society likes a president for their foreign policy. They could elect one president for their foreign policy, and they can allow and elect another for their domestic. Of course, the reasoning could change, but that's just an example. This system provides voters with a greater freedom to choose their leaders based on specific policy preferences and reduces a cult of personality often associated with modern presidencies. Confluencism offers numerous potential benefits, including reducing income inequality by redistributing wealth more fairly. Confluencism aims to reduce poverty and create a more balanced society. This approach ensures that everyone has access to opportunities and resources, fostering social cohesion and stability. Now, economic stability. Sustainable practices and responsible resource management can lead to long-term economic stability. By providing sustainability, Confluencism supports a resilient economy that can withstand the environmental and economic challenges. And Confluencism gives a enhanced quality of life. With the focus on community well-being, citizens can enjoy better health, education, and overall quality of life. Confluencism emphasizes the importance of social services and public goods to create a thriving society. Public and private partnerships and profit-driven sustainability encourages innovation and economic growth. By fostering collaboration and responsible business practices, Confluencism supports a dynamic and prosperous economy. Despite its potential, Confluencism is often misunderstood. Common misconceptions. Confluencism is just socialism in disguise. Confluencism blends elements both of socialism and capitalism, aiming to harness the strengths of each system while mitigating their weaknesses. It seeks to balance individual profit with collective good, creating a more equitable and sustainable society. It'll stifle innovation and entrepreneurship. By fostering public and private ownership partnerships, it will encourage sustainable practices. Confluencism can drive innovation and economic growth. Profit remains a key driver for businesses to sustain themselves and thrive, ensuring that economic activity continues to flourish. It's not scalable. Confluencism flexible approach allows it to be adapted to different contexts and scales, from local communities to entire nations. This adaptability ensures that the principles of confluencism can be applied in various settings, supporting diverse economic and social goals. UBI will encourage job loss. Confluencism UBI is designed to support workers in between jobs who have been employed for at least 6 to 12 months, preventing misuse of the system. By covering essential needs such as utility, food, and housing, the UBI ensures that workers are supported without incentivizing job loss. Flat taxation is unfair to the lower earners. A flat tax rate ensures that everyone pays the same percentage, but higher earners will contribute more in absolute terms, maintaining fairness without targeting them. This system simplifies tax collection and ensures that everyone contributes their fair share. Sustainable energy is too expensive. Confluencism prioritizes nuclear energy as a primary source of sustainable energy due to its cost effectiveness for consumers compared to other sustainable energy practices like solar and wind power. Nuclear energy provides a reliable and efficient source of power that supports the long-term economic and environmental goals of confluencism. Democratic business formation is inefficient. The democratic voting process for business formation ensures that new businesses align with the community values. The pre-screening process evaluates the viability and ethical standards proposed of these businesses, fostering transparency and accountable business environment. The two presidential systems confusing. The two presidential system provides voters with a greater freedom to choose leaders based on their specific policy preferences. The system reduces the cult of personality often associated with modern presidencies and ensures that leaders are focused on their policies that matter most to voters. In all, confluencism represents a bold vision for the future, one where equity, sustainability, and community well-being are at the forefront. By embracing a hybrid economic model, we can work towards a more just, prosperous world for all. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think, because this is new. This is just a theory, Most ideas start off with one person and telling others. So I want to hear what you guys think. I don't want what I say to be set in stone. I want people to contribute to what confluencism will and can be. I want people to bring new ideas to the table, create something that most people would like. Society nowadays is become very polarized, and we see in the media a large left and right wing, the radical left and right wing. They are the ones who are having their voices heard. There's no one in the middle. There's no one in the middle bringing a new idea, a third idea to socialism, capitalism. No one's bringing a new model that can actually help everybody. And that's what I'm trying to create here.